Hello, everybody. Dorothy Morgan here, professional astrologer. Today, we're going to talk about April 3rd, some of the astrological things that we have going on in the sky. We're in a new moon phase, right? And today, the moon is about to make its conjunction to Uranus. However, we need to try and not be too impulsive. So, we're going to talk about that. Then we will do, as always, you're going to ask a little question or just have something in mind. I'll do a little read with the astro dice. Let me set them down. And then we'll end with these cards that we do every single time. So thanks for joining me. Let's get started. And you can see and find all the things I do on my website, DorothyMorganAstrologer.com, because I am a professional astrologer. So today, and this happens I just had it in my head and I already forgot. Today, Sunday, April 3rd, at just before 2 in the afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time, moon makes its conjunction to Uranus. Now, this is just a chart for just my moment in time, so don't be overly concerned about the house placements. We don't do house placements in this type of forecast. Let me set that for 10 a.m. However, moon, Uranus are making their monthly conjunction in the sign of Taurus. And again, we are still in the new moon. So we're looking to initiate action, right? And that's what that new moon in Aries is about, initiating new action. However, now that the moon, it's still new, but it's in the sign of Taurus, that's in its exaltation. That means it's loving that sign. It always loves that sign. Very earthy, very grounded, making its conjunction to Uranus can feel like impulsive. We want to just do things at the drop of a hat. And a lot of us will without thinking, and that's just the energy of the day. However, if you are conscious of this, we do need to remember that we have Mars and Saturn are coming to their conjunction, which will be tomorrow. I have the wrong glasses on and it's blurry. I forgot to change them. Saturn and Mars are coming together tomorrow. We'll talk about that a lot tomorrow, but that will be tomorrow, late tomorrow night, Eastern time. But they are in an applying aspect. These two malefics together, they don't always cooperate. And Saturn is in charge. He's the slower planet. So even though Mars is coming in to make that conjunction to Saturn, Saturn is still setting up those boundaries. And so Mars in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, all of these planets are here. And they are, we're either going to be pushing up. It's like pushing up against a wall. It doesn't move. Or we're going to start feeling very impulsive because of the moon conjunct Uranus. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. Saturn co-ruler. Yeah. So we have an interesting couple of days here with the astrology. All right. There's more in my Patreon. That is where you can actually financially support me every month. Tier 3 is where we go over this, the weekly forecast, pretty much usually every Wednesday or Thursday. We do the next week. So you're welcome to come there and support me there. Here on YouTube, all you have to do is comment, like, share. Let's see, say your question or ask your question, because we're going to roll the astrology dice. They are astrology, but it's not related to what's going on in the sky, even though you'll hear me say certain words. What do we got here? There's Neptune, of course. I can't see that. Well, geez, Louise, Neptune in Pisces in the 12th house. That's where Neptune belongs, and that's its ruling sign. Boom. Let's go see what that represents. So what that represents, I'll have to go see what it represents. It represents a number of different things, because we do have Jupiter and Neptune in the sky in Pisces right now. So that is something I didn't just talk about, but we will as we go further into April. The roll of the dice, Neptune and Pisces in the 12th house. So there could be a few things here, because all of that energy, there's always many ways to use energy. Neptune, Pisces, 12th house, dreaming. So are you initiating? Are you looking at, write out your dreams. What are your dreams about? Or what are you dreaming life will be like in 5 years or just next week? It's that type of dreaming. It's also our sleeping dreaming. So if you work with your dreams, or if you work with your dreams, pay closer attention. If you haven't thought of working with your dreams, then, set those intentions before you go to sleep. May take a few days for you, your higher self, your whatever, to get in alignment with what it is you're looking for while you dream. So you can practice that. And this is true because you're going to hear me say these things again this week as we move through Jupiter coming up to Neptune in the sky. But so go for those dreams, but we want to just kind of give it a little more time because of that Mars Saturn in the sky. All right. Now, another thing that can happen, if whatever your question was, it's like we could be not seeing things clearly, because all of that Piscean energy, Neptune, Pisces, 12th house, is not, it's about the collective, it's about compassion, but it's also, it's watery, it's foggy, it's unclear. We tend to put on, glasses, rose-colored glasses. That's the old adage, if you will. And so it could be whatever your situation is, that you're not seeing things clearly at this point in time. And when we don't see things clearly, it's probably not always a good idea to make choices. However, sometimes we just have to make choices no matter what. Anybody or whatever the astrology is telling us, sometimes we just have to do things, because there are other forces at work we don't know anything about behind the scenes. And I'm talking about our own personal higher selves. I had every intention of moving on the new moon, but that just didn't happen. So I moved here on the balsamic lunar phase, which is fine. Of course, that's all in my 12th house this time around. Lots of spirit work, lots of things going on behind the scenes. So we have to trust that process. All right. And sometimes it feels edgy and it's hard to trust when we're in fear. So whatever you know and you feel, and whatever you really know, find that moment, find that space, even if there's, 90% of life is just all messed up right now or unsure for you. Find that little space of the place that that everything is fine, and live in that to give yourself a break. You don't have to do it 24/7, because then you won't be able to live life. But give yourself 10 minutes once in a while in a space where you feel good, you feel grounded, everything's okay, because our bodies are just in hyper mode, if you will. What is the card? Grandfather Sky. Spirit of the Earth. I just saw you. Where'd you go? That one's been there. I'm going to go walk after today. I got to meet somebody at 11, and I think I'm going to go to my woods. We'll see if it's not raining. It's been gray and cloudy. It was sunny yesterday here in New Hampshire, gray and cloudy for the next 4 or 5 days. Sometimes that's April here in New Hampshire. I haven't seen too many flowers yet. So we got Grandfather Sky. That's the moon, and there's a planet right there. I like to think of this as the moon Jupiter. Just my thought. What does Grandfather Sky want us to know? Because there is just a whole lot with that. There's a lot about wisdom, and, like reaching for the stars, right? Reaching for the sky. The sky's the limit. When we have Grandfather Sky and we have Grandmother Earth, so when we have those elder type cards, it's about, being just using your knowledge and sharing that with the world. Because that energy of expansion, it's when you notice hawks in the sky, same thing. It's just like looking at the bigger picture, reaching for that height, knowing that now is an opportunity for you to expand further out. However, remember the astrology we just talked about at the very beginning. We've got to wait for Mars to get beyond Saturn. We've got to give it a few days. For sure. So April will be a month of, as everybody's talking about, you can see April's a month of lots of dreams and intentions. However, there's a lot of rules and boundaries, and there is just, so take your time, take it one day at a time. I'm not planning too far ahead. I'm just continuing on what I'm doing now, that all that other stuff is behind me. So let's leave us with that for today. Thank you guys. And yes, come to my website, Dorothy Morgan Astrologer, and see if I can help you there. All right. This is what, did I do it already? I think I turned it off. I didn't. Never mind. I was just going to show you. I'd rather do it this way. Give me a second. I just want to show you what aspects look like. This is called the synastry grid. Not coughing so much that I'm not in a nasty, dusty old house. I'm just getting past it all. Here we are. This is if you haven't seen the synastry grid, this is my charts is the planets across. You can't see my chart, but my chart is the planets across, and the ones going down are the transits in the sky for the moment in time that I chose. And so there, my light goes out. That light goes off and on all the time. All right. So you can see this is everything that's happening in my chart right now at this one point in time. So there's always a lot going on in the world, right? There's always a lot going on. So when we talk about, did I share the screen with you? No, I didn't. How silly of me. Here we are. That's what I wanted you to see. That light on and off. I'm gonna have to get a new light bulb for it. It's not spirit. It happens all the time. Maybe it is, right? You guys would know better. I'm not a medium. I say that now the mediums that I know laugh at me. See? You probably can't notice it. I'll have to look in the recording. This is what a synastry grid looks like. This is my chart at the top. This is the aspects that I picked for April 3rd. I mean, just that point in time, because I did put the ascendant and midheaven back in. Yeah, so I can just see what's going on there. Yeah. I won't show you the wheel because I don't want my birth info public like that. But here we are. All right, we'll stop. We'll stop the share. All right. Thank you, guys. I just went off on a little tangent. I like to do that. Have a good day, everybody. Blessings and namaste.